Let's talk about a wild move, a strategic play of epic proportions. That shaped the world in ways most people never even realize, a silent revolution orchestrated behind the scenes. It's a story of influence, power, and the subtle art of engineering dependency on a global scale. Ever wondered why your average city car's speedometer, that little gauge staring back at you every time you drive, goes up to 300 kilometers per hour, a number that seems almost comically out of reach in everyday driving, when the fastest you're legally allowed to drive is, like, a third of that? It's a curious design choice, isn't it? A constant reminder of a potential we're rarely allowed to tap into. It's kind of like buying a phone that can handle 50G, an absurdly advanced piece of technology, but your country only has 5G towers. You've got all this untapped potential, but nowhere to unleash it. Well, the answer? Oil, black gold, or more specifically, the people who control it. The puppet masters behind the curtain, pulling the strings of global energy. Back in the day, especially through the 20th century, during the rise of the automobile and the explosion of consumerism, oil-producing conglomerates weren't just selling fuel. They weren't just providing a commodity, they were selling a lifestyle, a vision of the future, fueled by their product. The more you burned, the richer they got. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy, a cycle of consumption and profit. So they teamed up with car makers, forging alliances in the name of progress and profit, to push ever bigger, ever thirstier engines. Engines that guzzled gasoline like there was no tomorrow. Advertisements showed cars roaring down empty highways, a symbol of freedom and escape, promising freedom and power. The open road, the wind in your hair, the limitless possibilities. But that freedom meant filling your tank, over and over and over, a constant need, a recurring expense, a perpetual cycle of dependency. Here's the kicker: in the late 1800s and early 1900s, when the world was just beginning to embrace the automobile, electric cars were actually a thing, a viable alternative, a promising technology. They were smooth, they were quiet, a stark contrast to the noisy, polluting gasoline engines, and they didn't need gas at all. A revolutionary concept, a potential game changer. But oil giants saw the threat. They recognized the potential disruption, the challenge to their dominance. They out-advertised, they out-lobbied, using their vast resources to shape public opinion and influence policy, and pretty much out-muscled electric tech. They stifled innovation, suppressed competition, and cemented their control. The world got hooked on gasoline, a global addiction fueled by clever marketing and strategic maneuvering, and oil barons got impossibly rich, amassing fortunes beyond imagination, while a cleaner, quieter future was quietly shelved. A future that could have been, a path not taken. Now think about it, oil isn't just about what powers your car, it's woven into the fabric of our lives. It runs your groceries, ensuring that food reaches your table, your school buses, transporting children to and from education, your heating, keeping you warm in the winter, your entire energy ecosystem. It's the lifeblood of modern society, the foundation upon which our world is built. For the countries that struck black gold, for those fortunate enough to sit atop vast reserves, it was the ultimate jackpot, a source of immense wealth and power. For everyone else, dependency. A reliance on a finite resource controlled by a select few, and all that oil burning, all that consumption, all that combustion, it's left a scar on the climate, on our air, on our future, a legacy of pollution and environmental degradation, all because a few powerful players, driven by profit and ambition, wanted to sell more oil than the world even needed, creating a demand where one didn't naturally exist. So, what do we do now? How do we break free from this cycle of dependency? Well, it starts with world leaders, with those in positions of power, having the guts to break free from oil's grip, to challenge the status quo and embrace a new energy paradigm. Investing in renewables, in solar, wind, and other clean energy sources, supporting electric vehicles and building the infrastructure to support them, making cities walkable and bike-friendly, creating urban environments that prioritize people over cars. It's about shaking loose from a century-old business model, a system that served its purpose but is now holding us back, that put profit before planet, a model that prioritized short-term gains over long-term sustainability and making sure the next generation isn't stuck paying the true cost, ensuring a healthy and sustainable future for our children and grandchildren. History got us into this mess. The decisions of the past have shaped our present reality, but with the right choices, with bold action and unwavering commitment, maybe, just maybe, we can drive our way out. We can steer towards a brighter, cleaner, and more sustainable future for all.